on an island divided by the four corners in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. Welcome to Mezesoic Island. Hello everybody, and welcome back to this week's episode of Mezesoic Island. This week, we will be having two new paleontologists joining us on this journey. The first one's name is Josh.
Hello.
And the second one's name is Jesse.
Hello.
This week, we will be starting off, as we did last week, in the northern woodland, out at the northern river. Here we go. Right now, it is dusk, which means the carnivores are becoming more active. Here, at the northern river, we see a baby Pentaceratops getting a drink. But the vibrations here sending through the water are attracting an unknown predator. The creature that is stalking the baby Pentaceratops is this here female Mezesoic. She will be named Scales, and she's swimming towards her victim.
She sees the Pentaceratops drinking. She thinks this is a good time to strike.
Scales is ready, and then she attacks!
Scales grabs the Pentaceratops, brings her in the water.
The Pentaceratops is dead. Scales begins to devour on her feast. We will now go to see if Terry the Pteranodon and Don the Pteranodon are still awake, or if they are about to get into their slumber. Scales roars in victory. We have observed that Terry and Don are now asleep, so we will go to the western plains to see what carnivores are there. Here in the plains, we see a carnivore that we haven't seen before. This is an Allosaurus. We'll name him Albert, and he's stalking something. Unfortunately, his chosen target is Fang. He's sleeping right now, but it turns out he is a lot older than we thought, and he is dying of old age. If Albert can kill Fang, then this will be a meal that will feed him for days. He gets down. Albert starts creeping in, because if he knows that even the crack of a stick will wake up the sleeping Fang. Right when Albert is close to striking distance, something wakes up Fang. The cracking of a stick woke up the beast, and now Albert is face to face with Fang. Albert charges in to give the first bite. Fang turns around and bites Albert in the arm. Fang has a good hold on Albert's arm, but then Albert flips Fang over and charges in to bite Fang. The Fang Titan takes one last breath and falls over. Albert has successfully killed Fang. Fang was very old, so he was bound to die sometime. But now, Albert will be full for days. It is getting very dark, and we will record the herbivores in the morning. As the new day unfolds on Mezesoic Island, it is doing something that it has not done ever since we have got onto the island. It is pouring rain, which means that the dryland can finally grow its vegetation that it once had. You might be thinking that the area that you are looking at is the western plains, but it is not. This is the eastern dryland. After just one day of cold and rain, this is what the dryland has become. What was once dry and very hot has now become the lush plains that it once was. Many herbivores, like these two small Pachycephalosaurs, have already migrated through the rains back to their home on the eastern dryland. They have not eaten this grass ever since they left for the western plains. But now that they are home, they're very happy that they are once again back. This once dead tree has also grown back, which means that some sauropods might return as well. This is a male brontosaurus named Brady. He has traveled from the northern woodland with her daughter, Gracie, back to their nest in the eastern dryland. Gracie is very hungry after their long migration. Brady is as well, and they go to feast on some trees. The two are very tired from their migration, and they both decide to take a rest. Even though the rains in the eastern dryland have a pretty positive impact on the herbivores population, it has a pretty negative impact on most carnivores. Like Roy the Velociraptor, and Vanessa. They have to migrate to the northern woodland so that they can survive. Because they came here because most herbivores were very weak, but now most of the bigger herbivores are coming back, like the brontosaurus. They won't stand a chance. They think that they will do better in the northern woodland, where there are smaller herbivores. We now know that the eastern dryland has been refurbished. We are now going to go to the southern forest to see if Danny is there or any new creatures. Here in the southern forest, there's an intense chase going on. A female iguanodon is running away from a huge male Carnotaurus. The iguanodon is running when suddenly the iguanodon has broken her ankle, which will give the Carnotaurus an easy kill. We will name this Carnotaurus Carno. And that's about going to wrap it up for this week's episode of Mezesoic Island.